me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. And the world is going wild when they call for you, and the river's running dry when it all falls through. Don't you worry about a thing, baby, I got you. Yeah, baby, I got you.
Hello, my royal diamonds. Thank you so much for tuning into the Duchess of Success podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment on the video to help the algorithm find us. It is my pleasure to bring you all of the royal tea, honey. And if you would like to donate to the channel, please check out the links in the description box. All of your donations help to keep the channel running. Thank you for your support, and remember, you don't need a crown to be royal. We are all queens. Hi everyone, welcome to the Sunday podcast. Right, first things first, before we get into anything, I have a new headset. So I just want to check that you can, first of all, hear me, and that you can hear me okay, and that the sound is okay. So if you can hear me and the sound is okay, please put a 1 in the chat. And I'm just going to wait for that. And if the sound is okay, we'll carry on. Okay, and the sound is okay, like it's not scratchy. Is it better or worse than how I usually sound? Can you give me feedback on that, please, before I continue? Anyone with comments on the sound? Is it better or worse? Okay, KT, you said it sounds okay, loud and clear. Okay, thank you very much for your feedback. You know, guys and dolls, I wanted to take a day before saying anything about this. I think it's always good to just take a deep breath and sit with something sometimes. I was meant to go live yesterday, and I decided in the last hour not to move the podcast later to now. Now, my mother always told me that your tongue is a spellcaster, and the words that comes out of your mouth are a spell. So whether you're speaking to one person or 1 million people, you better be careful about what you say. And I think I have always tried on this podcast to be diplomatic, to be fair, to keep a level of respectability, even when the people that we're talking about don't deserve it. And I'm not going to mince my words today, but I will still, in the spirit of how I started this podcast, try to continue to do those things. It has been round about 24 odd hours since Kate Middleton released a video talking about her health issues and her cancer diagnosis. Within 16 hours of that video being posted, this is what was posted on the Daily Express. And this is just from one UK tabloid media outlet. If you look at all the others, Daily Mail, Sun, Mirror, all of them, probably the same. Thank you so much to Edwin Hayward, who originally posted the thread on Twitter, listing out all of these articles. I then did my work in Canva and screen printed all of them and put them on a slide. So you can really visually see what this propaganda machine looks like. Even in sickness, the UK tabloids, who the royal family are in bed with, continue. They continue to put profit and hate over sense. They continue to weaponize Kate Middleton against Meghan. Even in sickness, this is what they're doing. Not just wishing Kate well, not maybe trying to bring awareness to cancer, something that affects so many people. Almost everyone is going to experience this disease within their family or friend unit at some point of their life. And instead, the first thing the tabloids and the commentators, and we're going to get to some of the commentators in a minute, do is use this situation to attack Meghan. Prince Harry and Meghan blasted for pushing own agenda after Princess Kate cancer news. Princess Kate's Uncle Gary issues apology for ill-timed tell-all chat on niece. But no apologies for Meghan. The speculation about Kate the last few months, really the root of that speculation has come from the fact that nobody trusts this institution. And now, after this video, the tabloid press and commentators are yelling and telling off and finger pointing at the public. You guys must feel sorry now for all the stuff you were saying about Kate. A lot of the speculation was not even really to do with Kate. It was to do with this institution that generation after generation throws people, especially the women in it, under the bus. There was genuine concern about where this woman is, what could be happening to her. And at every turn, the palace has completely fumbled this entire PR rollout. So let's just be very clear. Nobody has been bullying Kate. And a few jokes about BBL and surgery is absolutely nothing compared to the 7 years of bullying, of vitriol and hatred that Meghan has received. When Meghan was suicidal and pregnant, a lot of the tabloid writers in the press knew. What did they do? They doubled down on the hate. They didn't back off. When she had a miscarriage, they doubled down on the hate. There was no sympathy for the biracial Duchess. In fact, there was more vitriol and more hate. I am seeing brands and accounts that have never ever posted about the royals, that never said anything about the treatment of Meghan, posting their well wishes for Kate. And you know what? You have the right. If you want to post well wishes for Kate, you have the right to. I'm not saying you don't, but I want to understand. Please, someone tell me, what is it about the pain and suffering of a woman like Kate Middleton that has moved people so quickly to give her sympathy and put their arms around her that you did not for Duchess Meghan? What is it about one woman that elicits instant sympathy from people that have never talked about the royals, from people that never said anything when Meghan was going through her pain? Now you understand what it means when somebody who's a public figure should receive privacy. Now all of a sudden you understand what empathy is. Now all of a sudden you're saying we should back off of Kate, even though she's a public figure and even though she's a duchess. What is it about these two women that's so different that one is getting all this sympathy that the other never got? I think we know what the answer is. And let me just say, what I think is even more sad about this, particularly for Kate, is that these people who are showing this fake outpouring of sympathy, because I don't believe it's real, I do not believe that they actually like her. I think that Kate has become a symbol of something to weaponize against Meghan because of what Meghan, as a biracial, foreign, American, self-made, outspoken feminist, what she represents. Kate is being weaponized against Meghan because of what Meghan represents in some people's eyes. That's why you've got the likes of Lawrence Fox and other right-wing media lackeys posting things like, this is what grace, class, humility, and dignity looks like. Perhaps someone should send it to Meghan Markle. Amanda Patel, with Kate away, Meghan seized her chance to look like the perfect, wholesome mompreneur. Then the real mummy returned and had the last word. Meghan Markle reaching out to Kate Middleton, but Princess is likely to reject her. Even in sickness, the one-sided war continues. Because many of them, in their mediocrity, can see themselves in Kate. That's why she's become a weapon to use against Meghan, even in sickness. And this is a dynamic that you see play out from the school playground to the workplace. The way women of color are almost required and expected to just take bullying, the way in which our pain is not recognized, I just want to say, I hope Meghan is being surrounded by love. I'm sure she is. Because there's no way that anybody would have survived 7 years. And Kate Middleton and those that sympathize with her couldn't even handle a couple of months of speculation. That was not bullying. Let's just be clear about that. A lot of the speculation was because of how people know the institution that Kate Middleton married into is. So please don't point fingers at the public saying, y'all should be ashamed. And now it's time for us to apologize. Apologize for what? Are you all going to apologize for 7 years of this? That Meghan Markle is eating avocados and that's being linked to human rights abuse and drought. But when Kate was eating avocados, it was her morning sickness cure that Prince William was gifting her with. And yeah. Sorry, this is the slide that I was looking for. You had Helen Lewis in The Atlantic saying, I hope you feel terrible. No, I don't. I absolutely do not. Because when Piers Morgan came out here and said that he didn't believe that Meghan was essicidal, a lot of you were backing him and doubling down on the bullying. People like this on Twitter calling Meghan an attention-seeking slag when she spoke about her miscarriage. And you know, you had the I don't know what she is, the second-hand woman to Elon Musk at Twitter. She went and posted something. Hang on a sec. Let me just find it. There's a lot of slides to get through today, folks. There she is. Linda Yaccarino, this glass cliff hire. Ever heard of the glass cliff? There's a glass ceiling. There's also the glass cliff. When a woman is hired or a person of color is hired by a company that's failing. This glass cliff hire went on her platform and said about Kate, her request for privacy to protect her children and to allow her to move forward seems like a reasonable request to respect. Coming on here on your platform and behaving as if it is not one of the worst platforms for bullying against Meghan. Linda, do you want to tell Kensington Palace to switch off their troll bots? Because they are some of the worst offenders on your platform. Ever since Elon Musk took over Twitter, by the way, the amount of abuse, conspiracies, child porn, and other such images, animal abuse, all of it. Everything that these platforms are meant to be controlling, all of the worst things have gotten worse. The audacity of this woman to come here, this glass clip hire, and post this message. As if her platform isn't one of the biggest dumpster fires on the internet. And it got worse when Elon took over. If she had also posted, and by the way, can we also show some respect for privacy for Duchess Meghan? I would have maybe had a shred of respect for her. But again, only sympathy and sticking up for one Duchess and not the other. Right, I'm going to go to a comment and then we're going to get through some other stuff. My intro ran over. But I really, to be honest, this whole rollout has made me just really angry, because you can see what the double standard is. Yeah. Oh, yes, thank you, Coletta. Thank you for mentioning the Archbishop of Canterbury. I also had something about him. Where is it now? Let me see. Oh, yes, the Archbishop of Canterbury issued a warning about the conspiracy theory. And do you know what? I think we should stop calling it that. The conspiracy theories about Kate. This is the same Archbishop who failed to alert the police over a pee at one of his cathedrals, and also the same Archbishop of Canterbury said that Prince Andrew just wants to make amends and we should be more forgiving. Please. And he also lied on Harry and Meghan. Because remember, Harry and Meghan had a small private ceremony before their big wedding day. And after it came out in the Netflix documentary, he basically tried to suggest low-key that they were lying. And you've had all these articles about Meghan should stick up for Kate. Meghan should say something. Well, with all the class and dignity that they have, Harry and Meghan did actually release a statement. A very short and sweet one, because baby, we don't need to stop our lives for people 5,000 miles away. Keep it moving. This is what they said. This is an official statement. We wish health and healing for Kate and the family and hope they are able to do so privately and in peace. Short, sweet, and classy. More classy than that family have ever been. Because they said nothing when Meghan revealed her miscarriage. Apparently, it was on the cover of The Sun, Kate and Charles having lunch. Charles incredibly proud of Kate. Meanwhile, he was pulling security from Harry and Meghan and their children. So they still have time, even in sickness, to be briefing against Harry and Meghan in the press and just being petty. And, this whole idea that Harry and Meghan should have put their lives on hold and we all need to put our lives on hold. Meanwhile, Kate's own family were doing this. Camilla went for a week off on holiday. In fact, she left Charles, who apparently also has cancer. Pippa Middleton was in her 2,000-pound bikini over in the Caribbean. Edward and Sophie were going skiing. The Tyndalls were off at the F1. Beatrice and Eugenie off at Fashion Week. Kate Middleton's uncle in the Big Brother house, slagging off Meghan in the Big Brother house, instead of comforting his niece. None of these people put their life on hold. But Meghan and Harry should have put their life on hold. The whole of the United Kingdom should have put their life on hold. You know whose lives are on hold right now? The thousands of people on NHS waiting lists that cannot afford treatment. Private treatment, sorry, I meant to say. The royals can afford the best doctors in the UK. They can probably even bring in doctors from abroad if they needed to. Thousands of people on the NHS waiting list, their lives are on hold. The 100 and something million, however much we pay to the royal household every single year, if that went to them instead, it could be much better used. Kate said in her video, you're not alone. Well, a lot of people are. A lot of people are wondering if and when they will get treatment because they cannot afford private healthcare because our NHS is being crippled by austerity measures. You had William running around the other day, back on his I'm ending homelessness campaign. Do you want to start by talking to your Tory mates? Do you want to maybe start by refusing the money that you take from the British taxpayer because you're rich enough on your own and funneling that money where it could be better used. Yes, Monkey, the fact that they expect Meghan to be inconvenienced by this. Their own hatred is eating them alive. Meghan has been nothing but classy, but she should inconvenience her life. Are you for real? No, we're not being 50% of ourselves and holding ourselves back so that people that already had a head start in life can continue to shine in their mediocrity. Absolutely not. Now, I am aware that the internet streets are saying that this new video of Kate might be AI. I'm actually not going to touch on that right now. I'm just going to let the internet cook with that for a little bit before I comment on that at all. So I'm not going to, and I can see a lot of you are saying that in the comment section. I am aware of that. I'm just not going to talk about it at this point in time. Now, I missed a couple of days of doing my podcast. So there were other things that happened that I didn't get to touch up on. In the middle of all of this, this also again just raises more questions of why the fake photo, why all of these weird, strange videos, like the TMZ one. There was a lot of back and forth about whether or not that video was actually real. The one at the Windsor Farm shop. Tisa Tells actually did a pretty detailed video about this, where she demonstrated that the metadata from that video might be fake. There was also some speculation as to whether or not this man actually filmed a fake video. TMZ also almost kind of like half admitting that the video was fake, but also going back and forth about whether or not they thought the video was fake. I mean, they paid for it. But it just adds to speculation. If she was okay enough to sit in this video, why the Photoshop picture on Mother's Day? And are we now to believe that cancer-stricken Kate was sitting on Photoshop the day before Mother's Day? Because they put the blame on her. And why did William, let's just say that absolutely ridiculous idea is true, that Kate was sitting the night before Mother's Day photoshopping a picture while cancer-stricken. Let's just say that that is true. Why would William, as a husband, allow her to take the fall for it? I just wanted to read something by Amberlynn, Tudor Chick 1501, who's amazing on Twitter, by the way. Go follow her. She said, I think it's pretty bizarre to tell the whole world it wasn't cancer, then refuse to give details, put out a manipulated photo, get caught, allow conspiracy theories to swirl for over a week, and then announce cancer. It's even more bizarre to shame the public for speculating, given the truth wasn't clearly being told. I get wanting to protect your children, but surely the conspiracy theories were more harmful. Hearing about alleged affairs, separation, cosmetic surgeries must have been more traumatic for the children, who surely have friends with internet access, even if they don't. Blaming Kate for the photoshopping debacle is even more sinister. Given her cancer diagnosis, this exactly. The whole thing is horrific. I wish Kate well, and I'm horribly sorry to so many people around her utterly failed her. And then Kaiser's saying, it also makes zero sense that Kensington Palace spent several days this week openly briefing about their plans for Kate's return to work and how she would definitely be seen at church on Easter. So what was the reason then for doctoring that photo? And who is that in that TMZ footage? We still have more questions than answers. And indeed, when news first broke in January, there was briefing in the press that it was definitely not cancer. And now, again, Kate and no one who is in the public eye should ever have to speak about their health issues unless they want to. But they set a precedent when they write articles like, "We pay, you pose," and saying things like, well, Meghan knew what she was getting herself into. You can't set one standard for one person and then decide that you're going to change it for someone else. And everything that they put on Meghan is now backfiring on them. You are not going to set that double standard. If you say that one person, we should know everything about them, every single detail, that they don't have the right to even rest after they've had a child, after Meghan just wanted some time with her baby and Harry wanted time with his baby. They didn't want to do the whole, standing outside like a circus animal with their kid. And they were bashed for that. And now you're saying that Kate deserves privacy. She does deserve privacy. But the problem is that you said that the other Duchess didn't. So you can't just change your tone now. And please don't wag your finger at the public when we're just holding you to your own words. Yeah, Marina, KP has ruined any trust with the public, and the fallout is immensely damaging. If it does come out, and I'm just gonna let the internet cook for a little bit. If it does come out that this video, that there is something weird about it and that it might not be real, I just think these people, they're finished, because they are setting a very, very dangerous precedent. Fake photos is one thing. Fake AI video in a time of misinformation being used as a weapon. We are literally in the middle of information warfare right now. And for an institution like the British royal family, if we're going to let it cook, if this video is fake, I'm sorry, these people, we need to be done with them. We need to be done with them, because that is very, very dangerous. And if it is fake, if we still don't know what is going on with Kate. G Viga, you said the reason they go hard on Meghan is because Meg took a stand, showed them that she was strong and her own person and will not be a slave to the royal bubble. Plus, she dared to love the spare. Indeed. They are, Pete, you got to understand that for a lot of these people, for the Sarah Vines, for the Camilla Tominees, all of these people in these aristo circles, they believe that their existence and what they are is the standard. It is the creme de la creme. It is the top of the triangle of the social pyramid. And they have been allowed to believe that. We're in a different time now. You're not going to get to be mediocre in peace. Trinette, we'll never get the truth from these people. All they know to do is to lie. Lie is what they do best, indeed. I mean, this whole thing is just a circus. It's an absolute circus. And how is this serving the British public in any way? It's a huge distraction. I mean, you just had didn't you just have a huge terrorist attack happen in Moscow? I mean, there are a lot of things happening in the world. Not that we can't concentrate on multiple things at once. I'm not trying to say that, but the amount of press time and attention that this has gotten in comparison to some other things, it's just ridiculous. Thank you so much, Kim Peaches, for the coffee. Thank you everyone who continues to donate. We haven't got too long now until less than, I think, 24, 25 days? And then I can appeal. So thank you, everyone, for helping me keep this show running and continuing to donate. You have no idea how helpful it's been. Delilah the Cat, you said, there is something seriously wrong over there. Perhaps more than what we can imagine. Nothing makes sense. It doesn't make sense. Because even with this video, assuming that it's real, even with this video, there's still questions. Why this absolute terrible rollout, especially in comparison to Charles's? With Charles's, albeit they haven't told us what type of cancer he has, there appears to have been a lot more transparency. I'm not going to go into detail about this in this podcast. I'm actually going to do a whole separate podcast on this. I might even read out the entire court document because it's rather interesting. But indeed, there was a hearing at the High Court, and Prince Harry's lawyer referred to a document called the PI Annex, and it's a list of private investigators, the vast majority who allegedly unlawfully were tasked by Rupert Murdoch's papers to spy on people and gather information and hack phones. And Victoria Newton, the editor of The Sun, who has become the new mouthpiece for Kensington Palace, is named. The guy that Jeff Bezos put as the head of the Washington Post, he's also been named. Rebecca Brooks has also been named. And you know, there was an apparent leak of Kate's medical documents from the hospital. Now, the only reason anybody would have been fishing around is because somebody in that hospital, or a bunch of people in that hospital, knows what the British tabloids are like. And I'm even wondering if this video, what prompted them to post this video, could have been because they were scared that it could come out in those leaks. And there's something in those leaks that could come out that may expose them as liars, that they're not telling us the full truth or only half truths. I'm also wondering if the choice to release this video could be to bury this story, because this is the major story right here. Rupert Murdoch and his press hounds back under the spotlight. This story has been almost completely erased from the news cycle. Not that they would report on it anyway, but Kate's video has certainly distracted from this. And let's not forget that Prince William and other members of that family are in bed with Rupert Murdoch, Rebecca Brooks, and these other people in the British tabloid press. And Harry's case is very, very damaging to the tabloid press, and also very empowering to anybody who wants press justice for what these people have done, and anybody who wants a fairer press. The court hearing starts, by the way, at the beginning of 2025, in January 2025. So I'm not going to go too much into detail. I just wanted to mention it. We're going to have a whole nother podcast on this, because I think this deserves its own time and space. This story right here should not be buried, because it is the story. I'd be interested to know why. In the last few weeks especially, it seems like Kensington Palace have really leaned a lot more into the Sun than the Daily Fail. Right. I wanted to try and end with some positive news, because we have a lot of good things coming regardless of all of the mess. Meghan's Instagram page for her brand, American Riviera Orchids, now has, well, at the time that I screenshot this, 555,000 followers. I think it's definitely a lot more. I'll just check what it is now. but that is amazing. Clever Blends are also launching something on March 28th. Okay, so it's American Riviera Orchid is now at 566,000 followers. Amazing. But Clever Blends is also launching something on the 28th. Clever Blends, the company that Meghan has invested in. So I'll be interested to see what that is. Could it potentially be some kind of collaboration with Meghan's brand? Who knows? Nonetheless, very excited. Clever Blends continues to expand. They're now in almost 500 stores through Target, and they are expanding the international shipping. So I'm excited to see what we're going to get from Meghan's brand, because I think based on what we saw in the copyright filings, it is most definitely a lifestyle brand, but definitely TIG adjacent. And Squaddy online did like an aesthetic kind of fake Instagram put together, and yeah, this is what I think we can probably expect to see. This definitely with the minimalist, classy kind of feel, like country house, natural living, that kind of thing. So I'm very excited to see that. Also, for those of you in the UK who still watch TV, BBC will be available to watch. Suits will be available to watch through the BBC. So they don't like her, but they want her shine and the money that she can bring. Oh, well, I guess the good thing about this is just going to be more money for Meghan. And you had Dan Wooten crying his eyes out, asking why BBC just spent hundreds of thousands to buy Suits. I love how it's the Meghan Markle drama Suits, as if there isn't an entire cast in this show. Suits did amazing in its resurgence. It is very, very rare. In fact, almost unheard of. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this for a show to become so much more popular, even though the show is over a decade old. I don't know what the streaming numbers were, but it was pretty phenomenal. And no, Dan, it is not a waste of money for the BBC. They will profit greatly. In fact, it's probably going to give them more profits than anything else they put on their trash TV, on their propaganda TV. Also, Harry and Meghan were at the Kinsey African American Art and History Collection Foundation. And it's an institution that's dedicated to the research, interpretation, and presentation of the African American experience internationally. And they were on the Kinsey Collection panel. And I'm going to assume they are probably supporting them through the Archwell Foundation. So they're just carrying on, minding their business. I think I've seen new pictures of Doria, so I think Doria may have also been there. So it's just great to see them carrying on, minding their business with great people and great causes, instead of just showing up with a smile and a wave here and there and making absolutely no impact whatsoever, while claiming that we're going to solve homelessness, bring peace to the Middle East, and save the polar bears, like William. Ridiculous. All right. Thank you. So let us hope it's Clever Tea. Didn't they already launch some tea? They launched something. I think it was iced teas. I saw something with dragon fruit. Anyway, whatever it is, get your credit cards ready, because I'm sure it will be good. All right, I just want to. Was there anything else that I missed? Oh yeah, there was this. They were really trying to say that Archie's questioning photo was digitally altered in some way. And then Chris Arlington came out and said, obviously, that it wasn't. They even tried to implicate Getty Images. I mean, this is how ridiculous these people are. The royal household is now going after Getty Images. I don't think that's the relationship that you want to sever, because your entire existence hangs on whether or not you're seen and how you're seen. And now you are seen as about as reliable as North Korea. And Miss Anne Harriam came out and said, I've just spoken to Chris Arlington. Getty Images should never have put that editor's note on his image. I am sure Getty Images will make a statement about this in due course. More importantly, the newspaper should have spoken to him and Getty to be 100% sure before publishing what has now become a global non-story about his work. He's a great photographer who doesn't deserve any of this. Please leave this man alone. I mean, now they're just pulling anyone and everyone into their mess to cover up their own lives. Don't know what to say. Just don't know what to say. And another thing, actually, because they've also been wagging their fingers at us about the story of Rose Hanbury and the alleged affair between her and William, saying that it's we, the public, that has been bloodthirsty for this story. Let me just remind y'all that it was Richard Eden, Maureen, and Dan Wooten that first started this conversation with Rose Hanbury. It was them. Dan Wooten, exclusive. An intriguing fallout between Kate Middleton and Rose Hanbury. It was them that added fuel to the fire about the story in the first place. It was Richard Eden that started the rumours of a rural rivalry. So the press, in light of everything that's been going on, whether it's the, I think this is the Independent in Meredith's tweet, or Tatler, and all of these other outlets, many of whom have written about this story over the years, since the rumours first started, they started reposting their stories to get traffic to those stories. So why are they wagging the finger at the public? You all are the ones that put this rumor out there. There were journalists that were tweeting about this when the rumors first started who deleted their tweets. So why are you wagging the finger at us? Apparently, Rose Hanbury's lawyers are going after Stephen Colbert for talking about the affair on his show. What are they going to do? I don't think libel works like that. Wasting all of that unearned, inherited aristocratic money on nothing. That court case is going nowhere. All right. I'm going to leave this there. I may do another podcast later regarding this whole Rupert Murdoch story and Harry's court case against him, because I don't want this to get buried in this, buried under the Kate Middleton story. But I'm just going to leave it there. It's just very, very disappointing to watch this social dynamic play out. To see one woman being given all the sympathy and protection. I mean, there's a clothing brand. I'm not even going to say the name of it because I've unfollowed them now. There's a clothing brand, an Australian clothing brand that I've followed for years. I've never seen them posted anything about Meghan or the royals. And they posted a picture of Kate Middleton, completely and utterly separate from their brand. Because they just felt something when they saw that video of Kate Middleton that apparently they didn't feel when Meghan was in pain, and for the last 7 years that she's been bullied. Okay. I'll just finish with your comments and then we'll wrap things up. G Mood and One, you said Buckingham Palace does not seem to learn its lesson. The Photogate antics continue. How many times do you keep placing your hands in the fire before you realize you'll get burned? Indeed. Thank you so much to LR for the coffee. Much appreciated. Thank you. Yes, K-Camp, it's a chronic case of gaslighting. Do you know, I've rambled on for so long. I don't even know if I mentioned this, so I'm sorry if I'm actually saying this twice, but I just wanted to reiterate, if I've already said it, be very, very careful about this particular Twitter account. This account posted about Kate's cancer diagnosis an hour before the press did, and it was very detailed information. And this account is now fighting for its life, claiming that the new video isn't AI. So if you're following this account, just be very, very careful and just be very, very mindful of any accounts that look like they have insider information. It could be a switcheroo. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap it up there. I think Baron is still on, so we can go have a chat over at Baron. I will do a call in at some point, but I'm not going to do it today because honestly, I'm exhausted. All right, folks, love you all. Thanks always for the support, and we will catch up. If not later today, if I don't do a second podcast today, tomorrow. Ciao.
If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, I know. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the moves, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the moves, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, I know. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the moves, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the moves, yeah, baby, I got you. 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 Baby, I got you. 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 The world is going
Hello, my royal diamonds. Thank you so much for tuning into the Duchess of Success podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment on the video to help the algorithm find us. It is my pleasure to bring you all of the royal tea, honey. And if you would like to donate to the channel, please check out the links in the description box. All of your donations help to keep the channel running. Thank you for your support, and remember, you don't need a crown to be royal. We are all queens.